Greetings, Commanders. This is Commander Azazran, and today we're going to take a look at two different tools that help you track your colonization projects. Now, I say this knowing that right now we're in a very painful beta phase where a lot of people have stopped building construction sites because there's a lack of communication. There's certainly changes that are happening that affect our projects, but we're not told about until after they happen. So I'm very much in the camp of people that are taking a bit of a pause in construction. However, I do have a couple of sites that need to get finished being constructed, and I thought this is a good opportunity to show off both tools at the same time. And I'm using both of them right now for tracking construction projects. One of them is an older tool, meaning I've done a little bit of a description of it in the video previously, called SRV Survey. That tool is a combination of an application that runs on your computer as well as in the website that opens up, which is what we're looking at the right bottom of the screen, and that website will track your construction projects. The other tool is ED Copilot, which I've used in this channel lots of times, and ED Copilot has now added the functionality of being able to also track construction projects. ED Copilot shows a very simple, straightforward, nothing to do, it's automatic kind of method, while SRV Survey has chosen a more flexible, more complicated, and a method that potentially requires you to tweak or enter some data along the way as well. But what it gives you that ED Copilot doesn't is the ability to track multiple construction projects with multiple carriers and multiple people, whether it's multiple accounts that you own or you and friends, all at the same time. So the more powerful but also more complex tool is SRV Survey. The simple, straightforward, and not quite as complete a tool, I guess. It doesn't show you quite as much information as SRV Survey would be ED Copilot. Now, I'm showing you both of these on the left side and the right side of the bottom of the screen as the carrier is currently jumping to the site where I have two construction projects left to finish up. Both of them are partly done. One's a little more done than the other. I think one's at 75%, one's at 35%, thereabout. But we'll be able to finish them with the materials that I have in the carrier and potentially one additional jump out to get a little bit of power generators, which I don't think I have in the carrier at all. But other than that, we should be able to finish up what we have here. And I'll start off with going over ED Copilot because it's the newer one. And what we have in that tool is the construction project progress on the left side and the carrier cargo hold on the right side. We also have the ship cargo hold on the left side there as well. Essentially, you have three pieces of information and they can be displayed different ways, but it's your cargo hold of the ship that you're in, the cargo hold of the carrier that you're in, and what it knows the construction site needs. It grabs all of this information automatically. It'll automatically put the cargo hold into the cargo hold in the tool. Once you fill up your actual ship cargo hold, it'll update the carrier amounts when you land on the carrier, and it'll update what the progress is and what else is left to bring when you land on the construction site. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You can see it's showing right now Benjamin Landing construction site. Now on the right, you've got a website, which is part of SRV Survey. And it is showing you that in the system we just jumped to, there are three projects that are ongoing, including Benjamin Landing and Harbor Prospect and Macquarie Town. Now, Benjamin Landing is the one that's showing on the left in ED Copilot. So if we click on there, and I'm actually going to move this window up a little bit so you can see a little more of the details from it. Not that window, this window. There we go. So you can see, I'll put it all the way up. You can see quite a bit of detail from that one. It's showing that what is needed in this site in the leftmost column. It is showing, and I can while I'm talking about it, I guess I should zoom in so you guys can see it. So right there, it's showing what is needed in the site. You can see there's 5 different materials that are still needed. It is showing the FC difference, which is what it's calculating I have available on the 2 carriers that I have that can be utilized in that site. So knowing that I'm going to fly to Macquarie Town, I know that Macquarie Town needs a little bit of liquid oxygen, 179, and the rest is titanium. So I'm going to grab that from the ship. And I'm going to go to commodities. And this is the best way to do it. Just buy from yourself. It's way faster than using the other method. And this way, both of these apps can track what you're doing very easily. The only thing it requires is that you set up your carrier. So let me show you that right now. If you go into carrier management, you go into commodity trading, manage market, and then just go through. And for anything that you have some stock of on the carrier, make sure you click it and make sure you're set to trade this commodity and sell. That way you'll be able to buy it from yourself. I set the price at 100%. That way I don't have to fiddle around with changing it. And the money is just going from you to the carrier, and you can always take money back out of the carrier. The only thing you want to make sure you do is you click settings here. And in this, let's see, let's make sure I'm going to move the window so you can see the settings. So make sure when you click settings that you have this docking access set to only friends or only squadron or only squadron and friends. Or if you want to be the only one that can grab stuff off your own carrier, put it to no access. That way, literally nobody but you can land on this thing. I usually leave it on squadron friends. It could be also set to squadron if you have a whole bunch of friends and you don't want them to have a temptation to buy your stuff super cheap. But generally squadron and friends, because I do have friends that'll show up and help me move material. Once you've got that set and you've added everything to the commodities market, you'll see everything that you have on the ship is available for sale, and it's set to the default standard average price. So what I said was, I believe that I need to get 179 liquid oxygen, which I don't see here. Let me check liquid oxygen, make sure it's set to be sold. So this is a good example of like, well, if I can't see it, do I even have it on the carrier? So if we go here, we can see, no, it is set to, and it is set to sell. Why am I not seeing it then? Am I just blind? If I go back, commodities, where's liquid action? There it is, the first one. Hello. So I'm going to buy all of it. That's exactly what I need to finish that station. And the rest of the stuff I need is going to be titanium. So I'm going to fill up the remainder of my ship, but of course I can't, because we have the stupid bug that you have to exit and then come back into commodities. That will update the quantities that you bought. So now let's go back to titanium, and now you can see I can finish this with 605. So the bug is, whenever you buy from a carrier, you can see the number just disappeared. That's part of the bug. You have to hit exit, hit commodities market again, and now it actually registers that cargo in your ship, and it tells you you're at maximum capacity. If you don't hear that maximum capacity, then make sure you exit and then you come back in, and it should set it for you. Okay, now that our ship is full, our Imperial Cutter is full, we're going to go ahead and launch. Let me move this back here. And we'll do an auto launch. You can also see in the upper right corner of the screen there, it shows that I'm carrying liquid oxygen and titanium. And I have 179 of one and 605 of the other. Now, it's also, the number it's showing me is for a combination of both of the construction sites. And you can select on the website. So if you look at the website, there's I'm hovering over a button called, here, I'll blow this up again so you can see it better. Go over here. You can see that there's a thing called primary. So if I click on primary and then I go and hit update in the app, which will refresh the data, you can see it says updating. Now it's just showing information for the one site, not for a combination of both those sites. So that and I need to shrink this back down so you guys can see it. There we go. All right, and can you? Okay, yeah, I have to go back in here for you to see it. So upper right hand corner. Yeah, I know it's fairly small for you guys, but this is a 4K monitor. It's showing me that I need liquid oxygen and that I'm bringing some liquid oxygen, and then it's also telling me that I have titanium and I'm bringing titanium with me as well, but not some of the other ingredients. So we're gonna fly to Benjamin, or no, this isn't Benjamin. This is Macquarie Town. Why is it showing me Benjamin? So it is showing me Benjamin. Okay, let's go to Benjamin here and click that, and let me refresh. Okay, so that's showing Benjamin. Undo that, refresh. Okay, so now it's showing me both sites. Now, what I want to do is force it to show me Macquarie Town. So he'll primary on that and refresh. And now, oh, it's still showing me Benjamin. Interesting. Okay. I think we found the bug. Um, so, for the sake of flying to Benjamin, what we're gonna do is let me select it. Let's do Benjamin, finish it up first. Um, and Benjamin's also the one that is showing on the left screen for ED Copilot anyway. So I've got a few things. Let's fly to Benjamin. You can see there's the two sites. So we will fly there, drop off this first load. That one needs titanium as well, but it also needs liquid oxygen. All right, let's go there. It's a very short flight. Okay. Shorter than I thought. And let's land. And hopefully let's avoid hitting something, which it has a propensity to try and make you do. They're going to be smart enough to avoid the rotating, but not the solar panels or whatever those things are. It's going to try and hit me. Oh, man. Is it going to miss him or hit him? So close. Oh, it missed him. Okay, good. Okay, finally coming in for a landing. Amazingly without doing damage to the ship, which it tends to do on autopilot, which is usually why I use manual landing. But done good so far. A little slow, but that's all right. Okay. So now you can see up top, it popped up where the station St. Benjamin, liquid oxygen, titanium, steel. So we're going to go ahead and go to construction services. And we're going to sell the things that we have on board. Confirm. Okay, so that's been updated to 49%. You can see on the bottom left here, if we go to one, let me blow it up. You can see that it says that we're at 49% and 49.9, so 50% basically on the construction. It's updated what we have to still get. All right, that down, and then on this one, stretch that one out. You can see also, well, it actually hasn't updated until I hit refresh. And now the numbers have been updated. So there's a button called refresh up here that I have to hit for this to be updated. Now this will be set up for auto updates according to the developer at some future version. But right now you just have to hit refresh whenever you unload the carrier. Now let me shrink that back down. And let's get out of here. So you can see on this screen before we leave, you can see we need 878 oxygen, 125 pesticides, 6 power generators, 1453 steel, and 852 titanium. Auto launch. Okay, now we're going to fly back as soon as I get out of here without hitting anything. Sometimes it's hard to do. And we're going to switch and bring a load to the other installation, the McCarty town. So this is showing us what both of the construction projects need. Why is this taking so long to turn around? Come on, man. Go, ship. Okay, let's land. And having that view that shows you multiple needs across different construction projects up top there in the SRV survey is very handy when you're loading up carriers, because you don't really care which of the construction projects that the material is going to go to. What you care about is having enough construction projects on the carrier to be able to finish all your construction projects, especially if you're building a whole bunch of smaller ones, or if you're maybe doing one large one and then one or two small ones. Like, being able to get all of that on the carrier at the same time is going to be very handy. And this combined view sort of shows you what your needs are. Yeah, okay, good. I thought it was going to go around. It's not. It's going straight down. So it's gonna let you fill up the carrier with everything you need for all the outstanding construction projects. And so for us, we know that we are going to need steel, titanium, liquid oxygen, pesticides. And exit and come back in. And you can see on the upper right that's saying it's checked off. And also on the left there in ED Copilot, it's only showing us what we need for one of the stations, but I'm using the number from SRV survey, which is for both of them. But it is correctly updating everything in ED Copilot as well. So if you're only using one carrier, and you're only working on one construction site, ED Copilot does a very good job doing that. But with multiple sites and multiple carriers, it doesn't quite show you all the info. But if you want to do that, a more complicated type process. SRV survey does a better job, even though there's more interaction with the website and you have to do some manual refreshes on there. And the number just changed, got updated. Okay, anything else we need here? We have steel, we need a total of 169. Let's grab that steel. 169. That should fulfill both of those again. And then we don't have titanium, power gens, or pesticides aboard here. Now, let me show you something here as I'm accelerating here. Full mass select. Okay. If we go to Pretty, which we just finished building, on the website, it pops up that with a slightly different view and says mark project complete, because it knows that it's now got 100% of its total progress. And it's showing you a graph of how much material was delivered by which account, which person, which is cool. Total cargo delivered, how many deliveries. We'll mark it complete. Yes. So that'll finish it out. It won't be used in any more calculations of what's left to do in this system. It's been removed from a list of active projects. And now the only two that we have Harbor, which we haven't been looking at. That's the land-based. And we have this one, the Benjamin, which is the one we're flying to right now to drop off 2 out of the 5 remaining things. And then what's left in Benjamin is really tiny. It's going to be just steel, power generators, and pesticides, which should all fit on a much smaller ship like a Type 8. Because I am going to have to run out for the pesticides and the power generators. Because I don't have those on my carriers, unfortunately, either one of those. Okay, I'm going to manually fly it here again because I don't really trust the autopilot. More liable to make me crash into something. But I see where we're going, so I can get us close and then let it do the final actual landing. All right. Hi, guys. Well, you don't need to watch me go get the remainder of the ingredients from somewhere else. So we'll go ahead and wrap the video up here. You've seen both methods side by side. Both of them shared on your screen. You've got the SRV survey. You've got the ED Copilot. Both great programs, both useful for this type of activity. They have slightly different target groups. The ED Copilot works super easy. Nothing to configure, nothing to manually update, no websites involved. It's just done right through the session progress screen of ED Copilot. Or if you want to go the more extensible, more complicated route that lets you do multiple build sites with multiple carriers involved, then SRV survey is ultimately the best one for that purpose. They both have just recently been released, so keep in mind there may be changes from what you see in the video. If you're watching this video a few months from now, there may be visual changes. There may be other changes that are not so visual that the developers have put in the programs. But for anyone watching the video within the first month of release, they should work fairly similar to what you're seeing here. The benefit of having the I'm blanking out the what do you call these? The overview, the over what? That thing in the upper right corner there. God, I'm blanking out what that's called. The transparent view up top. There is some benefit to that if you're playing on one screen. if you're playing on multiple monitors the way that I am, that's not really a huge advantage because I always have my ED Copilot on a side monitor anyway. So that's just as easy to glance at. But if you're playing on a single screen, like on a laptop screen or something in the game or VR, uh, then it's probably easier to go with something that has the. Yeah, I keep thinking overheads. They're not called overhead. What are they called? I'm blanking out. Overwatch, overview. You know what I'm talking about. The stuff that pops up on top of the main game screen. So that's something that SRV Survey does. So something to keep in mind there. And with that, let me wrap up the video. We'll catch you on the next one.